A man rarely understands the weight of his choices until those choices begin to crush him. Most men don't fall because of hidden enemies, but because of the arms they walk into willingly. It's not just betrayal that breaks a man. It's the slow loss of peace, the quiet draining of his spirit, the daily pull that steals his focus until he no longer knows who he is. Great men don't fall because they are weak. They fall because they open the gates of their soul to someone who was never meant to enter. There are women who do not wound you with knives, but with time. They don't destroy you all at once. They chip away at your discipline, your vision, your strength. And the cruel part? It often begins beautifully. It begins with laughter, attraction, connection. But beauty without substance becomes poison in disguise. So, this isn't about anger or blame, it's about protection. It's about guarding the sacred space of a man's peace, his mission, his destiny. Because the wrong woman can make even the strongest man forget who he is. There are patterns that wear the face of love, but carry the heart of destruction. Some women do not intend harm, but their nature is chaotic, and chaos devours anything steady. And the first type is the one that feeds on the eyes of others. The woman who lives for attention. She will make you feel seen like no one ever has until you realize you are just one reflection in a hall of mirrors. She doesn't crave love. She craves validation. Her oxygen is admiration. Her heartbeat is attention. You'll think you can love her enough to quiet her hunger, but that's the trap. Because attention isn't a desire for her. It's a dependency. Every like, every compliment, every glance is a sip from a cup that never fills. You can give her loyalty, time, devotion, and she'll still look beyond you, searching for her next fix. You'll never be enough, not because you're lacking, but because her emptiness has no bottom. At first, you'll feel proud to stand beside her. She shines in every room. Laughter follows her. Her beauty captivates strangers. But you'll soon notice that every private moment becomes a performance. Every intimate truth turns into a post. Every memory shared becomes content for the crowd. And slowly, you stop feeling like her partner and start feeling like her audience. You'll wake up one day realizing your love has been live-streamed, your heart broadcasted to people who don't even know your name. Men often mistake this hunger for energy, for passion. They tell themselves it's confidence, it's youth, it's harmless. But the truth is simple. Addiction dressed as charm still destroys. When her need for validation consumes her, she'll feed on your peace. She won't mean to, but she will. Because the attention addict doesn't just want to be loved, she wants to be worshipped, and no mortal man can compete with a crowd. Then there's the woman whose eyes sparkle only at the sight of gold. She doesn't fall in love, she calculates it. Her affection grows in proportion to your income, and her loyalty ends when the money does. She'll smile at you across candlelight, but she's really staring past you, into the reflection of what you can provide. She won't ask about your dreams, only your plans for the weekend. She'll never ask about your purpose, only your purchases. Her love has a price tag, and you pay it with your spirit disguised as generosity. You'll think you're being noble when you give more, thinking you're proving your worth. But generosity isn't love when it's demanded. It's manipulation in perfume. When a man pays for affection, he's not winning her heart. He's renting her attention. And all leases end. The tragedy is that she won't even need to betray you. She'll simply drift toward the next offer, the next higher bidder. And you'll be left wondering why everything felt so genuine until it didn't. The truth is, she never betrayed you. She just fulfilled her pattern. And you, blinded by affection, thought it was love. Seneca once warned that indulgence drains the soul, and you'll understand those words when you realize how empty you feel after buying moments that were never real. And then comes the one that burns like fireworks, the party girl. She's intoxicating, unpredictable, and impossible to ignore. You'll meet her and think you found life itself wrapped in human form. Every night is a new story, every day a recovery. Her laughter fills the room. Her spontaneity feels like magic. You feel young again, wild again, free again. Until one night when the music fades and you realize she never stopped dancing even after you went home. She belongs to the night, to motion, to novelty. Her love burns hot, but never stays still long enough to take root. You'll wait for her text, you'll try to ground her, but she thrives on chaos. She's not trying to hurt you, she just doesn't know how to sit in silence without feeling empty. Every party, every drink, every new face is another escape from herself. You can't save her because she doesn't believe she's lost. At first, you'll feel alive around her, but over time, you'll feel exhausted. You'll realize you've been trying to build a life with someone who only wants to live for the weekend. You'll become her safety net while she chases storms. And when you try to bring calm, she'll call it control. But what she calls freedom is often just fear. Fear of stillness, fear of introspection, fear of facing her reflection. And as you start losing sleep over her silence, as you find yourself defending her behavior to your friends, you'll understand that some storms aren't meant to be calmed. They're meant to be avoided. Then comes the quiet destroyer, the narcissist. She'll make you feel chosen, special, even lucky at first. You'll believe you've found a woman of strength and confidence, but soon you'll realize her power depends on your submission. You're not her partner. You're her mirror. She doesn't see you. She sees how you make her feel. And when your reflection stops flattering her, she'll punish you with distance, silence, or blame. She will never shout, "It's all about me." She doesn't have to. You'll know it in how your emotions are always dismissed, how your needs become inconveniences, how your dreams are background noise. When you hurt, she'll sigh. When she hurts, the world must stop. And when you try to speak your truth, she'll twist it until you're the one apologizing. She won't say sorry to heal, she'll say it to control. Her apologies are traps wrapped in empathy. "I'm sorry you feel that way," she'll say, and you'll doubt your own sanity. You'll start believing that peace only exists when she's pleased, and so you'll shrink, soften, surrender, until one day you realize you've become invisible in your own life. There's no winning with her, only surviving. And even that comes at the cost of your soul, because a narcissist doesn't love you. They love the reflection of themselves they see in your devotion. The more you give, the less of you remains. And soon, you'll find yourself empty, thirsty, begging for water from a well that's long been dry. But not all destruction wears arrogance. Some wears freedom as disguise. She'll call herself liberated, confident, in control. The promiscuous woman, adventurous, uninhibited, alive. She will make you feel like you're the one she's been waiting for, the exception in a long list of stories. And maybe, for a while, you'll believe it. But the truth is, she's not avoiding love. She's untrained in it. Repetition has taught her to connect and detach, to feel and then forget. Intimacy becomes performance, and commitment feels like captivity. She'll love the spark, not the fire, the chase, not the stillness. And when you try to go deeper, she'll pull back, suffocating in the very depth she inspired. You'll start to wonder about the ghosts that came before you. You'll compare, you'll doubt, you'll spiral. Because loyalty for her isn't natural, it's labor. Every act of devotion will feel one-sided, every touch uncertain. You'll be in love with potential, not presence. And in the end, you'll realize that what you mistook for passion was just distraction. The Stoics said that discipline extends to all parts of life, your mind, your habits, your bed. A man who lets anyone in without reflection will soon find his peace occupied by strangers. Because a man without standards isn't free, he's lost, wandering through lives that were never meant to be his. But the most devastating of all is not the wild, nor the selfish, nor the greedy. It's the one who simply doesn't love you. She doesn't harm you. She doesn't cheat you. She doesn't even lie, not outright. She's just absent where it matters most. She'll smile at your jokes, accept your gifts, lean on your comfort. But there's no fire in her eyes, no warmth in her soul for you. You'll sense it, but you'll ignore it. You'll tell yourself you can change her, that if you love her enough, she'll see your worth. You'll chase her approval, mistaking silence for depth, distance for mystery. And that's how men die, not physically, but spiritually. Because you can't earn love from someone who has already decided you're not the one. You can't plant flowers in soil that doesn't want to grow. But you'll try anyway, because hope is stubborn, and the male heart is often loyal to pain. You'll fight battles you were never meant to fight, trying to prove your value to someone who was never meant to value you. And when she finally leaves, or worse, stays but never feels, you'll be left staring at yourself in the mirror, wondering where all your strength went. You'll realize you didn't lose her. You lost yourself trying to keep her. And that's the part that breaks men quietly. The self-betrayal disguised as persistence. You'll call it love, but it's really denial. You'll name it loyalty, but it's fear. Fear of being alone, fear of starting over, fear that maybe this is all you deserve. But brother, understand this. Staying where you are, not loved, doesn't make you noble. It makes you forgettable. You cannot save someone who doesn't reach back. You cannot convince a heart to feel, and every time you try, you trade a piece of your peace for a promise that will never come true. There's a kind of sadness that lives in men who stay too long. They start smiling less, talking less, dreaming less. They lose the fire that once made them dangerous, made them driven. They start existing instead of living. They wake up every day next to someone who doesn't see them, and yet they convince themselves that tomorrow she might. But she won't. Not because she's cruel, but because love isn't something you pull out of someone. It's something that flows naturally when it's real. You think if you give more, she'll see your worth. But love doesn't work like arithmetic. It's not a sum of sacrifices. When it's real, it doesn't need convincing. And when it's not, no amount of effort will build what was never meant to exist. Jung once said that what you refuse to face controls you. That's the truth here. The longer you deny the reality that she doesn't love you, the more your life becomes shaped by it. You'll call it fate, but it's just your refusal to walk away. So walk. Even if it hurts, even if it feels like you're cutting out a piece of yourself, walk, because the price of staying is far greater than the pain of leaving. Walk because your soul remembers what peace feels like, even if your mind has forgotten. Walk because love that must be begged for was never love at all. And remember this, your value was never meant to be proven. It was meant to be recognized. The right woman will not make you chase clarity. She will bring it with her presence. Her love won't drain your energy. It will sharpen your purpose. She won't compete with your mission. She'll walk beside it. The wrong woman takes, the right one multiplies. You weren't born to live half asleep, chained to the illusion of connection. You were meant to rise, to build, to lead. Every man who's ever lost himself in a woman's shadow can find his way back into the light. But it begins with remembering who you are without her. It begins with silence, with stillness, with rebuilding what you let fall apart in pursuit of being enough for someone who never deserved it. You see, love isn't supposed to make you question your worth. It's supposed to remind you of it. It isn't supposed to shrink you. It's supposed to expand you. And the tragedy of our time is that too many men are taught to serve before they learn to stand. They give before they understand the cost. They mistake patience for purpose and suffering for strength. But endurance without direction isn't strength. It's slow destruction. You must guard your mind the way a king guards his kingdom. Because not every hand that touches you deserves access to your heart. Not every smile means peace. Some people enter your life to test your boundaries, not to share your journey. Some come to feed from your light, not to walk beside it. And the moment you start excusing what drains you, you begin the slow process of dying with a smile on your face. There is beauty in solitude. The world tells you to fear being alone, but solitude isn't loneliness. It's the soil where clarity grows. It's where a man remembers what he stands for, where he rebuilds his discipline, his mission, his strength. Don't rush to fill your emptiness with company. Let it teach you what kind of company you deserve. Because when you finally understand the peace of being alone, you'll never again trade it for the chaos of being half-loved. The truth is, no woman can complete a man who hasn't completed himself. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and you cannot lead from confusion. Your body, your mind, your purpose, they are your foundation. Build them, sharpen them, protect them. Because when a man becomes whole, he stops searching for validation. He attracts peace instead of drama. He seeks purpose instead of distraction. The right woman will not ask you to dim your fire. She'll bring her own light and walk with you through the dark. She will not demand you give up your mission. She will join it because she'll see her reflection in your purpose. And you'll know her not by how she looks, but by how you feel around her. Calm, focused, clear. That's love. Everything else is noise. The wrong woman will make you forget your potential. The right one will remind you of it. The wrong woman will drain you until you question your worth. The right one will water your soul until you bloom. And sometimes, the right one only appears after you've learned to walk alone. That's the divine irony. Peace arrives the moment you stop begging for it. So don't be bitter, brother. Be wiser. Bitterness is just pain that lost its direction. Let your pain sharpen you. Let it turn into discipline, into focus, into clarity.